So here you are, looking for the best car cover out there. The best. What is the best? I hate that word because the best is only something that only you can determine. But what my goal is today is to take you out on location because I wrote upon a very specific situation that will help illustrate the point in three-dimensional, even though you are viewing this two-dimensionally. So let's go out on location because I'm going to offer up some caveats. We could call it caveats, caveats, depends on how you pronounce that word, as to choosing a car cover, why you would want to use one, and offer up some ideas or tips or facets to the world of car care and car covers that you are never going to hear from any car cover company. So let's go check it out. Check this out, guys and gals. I'm down at Huntington Beach, and what an amazing day. Let's just take a quick view. It's the middle of winter time. 73 degrees down on the sand. So as I'm riding along the boardwalk, I notice this car tucked over in the corner. Obviously this guy, and it is a guy because I watched him on my way here cover his car. And it is a struggle. So many people think that car covers are the winning combination. Well, my simple answer is that maybe. Sorry for the background noise. I'm right along PCH and there's a lot of traffic. Everyone in motorcycles, from hot rods to exotics, have to come along here and rev their engines and show the world just how cool they are. So back to car covers. So I hope something is obvious in the moment. What is that? Well, you see on the car cover, yes, in fact, it is protecting it from the sand, the dirt, the dust. But you see how it's flapping in the wind? Now you may say to yourself, well, my car doesn't have to sit in the wind, so I could cover it. Well, virtually in 99% of all cases, there's going to be some element of wind. And what many people don't realize is what's called the unseen consequences of anything. Trade-offs, I also call them. There's always trade-offs. So in this moment, what are the trade-offs? Well, he gets to come back and he has a car that is mostly free from dust. And trust me, here at the beach, it's horrid. Your dust will be covered, or I'm sorry, your car will be covered in dust. So that's the obvious answer. But the unseen consequences are, for example, as he takes this car cover off, not only is he going to go through some effort to roll this up, but guess what he's rolling up into the car cover? Yes, you are correct. Dirt, dust, sand. So what do you do with that dirt, dust, and sand? Do you just roll it up, and then when you unroll it back onto the car, it's going to hopefully stay on the outside of the car cover rather than make its way on the inside of the car cover? So that's one of the elements, because I am often asked, hey Darren, I was thinking about getting a car cover. My car sits outside while I'm at work, while I'm wherever. Well, the obvious answer, or this, I should say the simple answer, is that it makes sense. The biggest drawback to this are two things, is the effort in rolling that car cover up and unrolling it to cover your actual car. The second and the most insidious part of this is that while your car is sitting out exposed to the elements, it is being abraded. So as you see this thing flapping in the wind, all those edges on the car, every point that is touching the car cover, all those edges, as this flaps in the wind, is going to abrade those edges. Now on a light colored car, likely you will never see it. But on a dark colored, especially a black car, you will absolutely see it over the course of weeks or months. And I'm speaking from firsthand experience because I have had a few car customers that decided to pull the trigger, shop for the best car cover on the market. The softest, the most high-tech fabric, whatever, and they buy it. And then they realize the rude awakening of like, oh my gosh, I've got to roll this up every time. It's dirty. So I roll it up and I shove it in the trunk full of dirt. Then as I unroll it, now I realize that dirt and dust is going, well, everywhere. But I have some peace of mind because I know that my car is now sitting outdoors and it's covered. The sun is not fading it. The UV rays are not damaging the paint. But they neglect to realize that the wind, and I mean any wind, now this is approximately right now about 10 miles per hour, 7 to 10 miles per hour, which is not that big of a deal as far as wind goes. But when it comes to your car, it is a big deal because it will literally sand away, abrade away all those edges of your car. Any dirt that is trapped underneath or between your car and the car cover will only exasperate or enhance that effect of the abrading process. So those are the two unseen consequences that a lot of people do not realize. And then you're going to be calling your detailer and saying, hey, what's going on with my car? Because my customer did not even have a clue. I had to inform him. It's like, hey, Tom, guess what? You know that car cover you got and you thought that that was the winning combination and your car would now be protected? Well, let me introduce you to the unseen consequences called every edge of your car has been abraded because it sits out in the parking lot and the wind, even though it's not much, it does not take much. It sits there and literally abrades. And his comment was, yeah, but Darren, I bought the softest car cover I could find. And it's like, well, yeah, that's good. It's certainly better, but it's no guarantee because I promise you, you take anything, I don't care how soft it is, and you rub and rub and rub. Like, for example, what's happening right now. See how it's just flapping and flapping and flapping? It's literally abrading those edges, and it will be a rude awakening. So you've got to think about this. You've got to weigh the pros and cons. Some of you may say, well, I'd rather have that than a car that's dirty or that it's exposed to the UV lighting. Well, that's fine, just so long as you understand all the implications, all the variables. Another variable is if you're going to cover your car and it gets wet, whether it's morning dew, rain. Now you're rolling that car cover up, whether it's first thing in the morning to go to work or wherever, and now you're rolling that car cover up that's wet. And yes, you may get a car cover that's waterproof, and so that wetness is not going to get through to the car, but that wetness is still contained on the outside of that car cover. Now what do? How do you dry it out? How do you wash a car cover? It's pretty big, even for a small car. Are you just gonna think you're gonna throw it in the car wash or the washing machine at home? Maybe, if it's light enough and thin enough. And then again is another trade-off, because some people think, oh, I want thick and soft. Other people think I want thin and light. So there's all these trade-offs, all these variables that most people just do not think about. So, the thinker that I am, I thought, hey, this would make a perfect video moment that I found in the moment to hopefully educate a few of you about car covers, the pros and cons. Till next time, over and out. So I hope you've learned a little something. I hope you have taken away some additional points that you would have never considered in choosing a car cover, or specifically in actually using a car cover. Now, with that said, in the examples, let me share you another personal experience, because I used to own a black car. It did not have room in the garage because the garage was filled with other cars. And black is a love-hate relationship. And therefore I thought, hey, I will get a car cover. Because once you clean black, it instantly becomes dirty. Whether it's just simple dust or whatever, it instantly becomes dirty. It is truly a love-hate relationship. So I, in my infinite wisdom, thought, hey, I will get a car cover. So I did, and I got a car cover for it. And the simple answer is yes. Was I able to strategize in using that car cover to help simplify my life? And by simplify, what I meant in this moment, or in that moment, this was a few years back, was that it would allow my car to stay cleaner for longer periods of time. So if you strategize and you use a car cover and you understand the limitations or the drawbacks of it, and you apply that to the overall equation, and you conclude that the winning balance is, in fact, getting a car cover, a quality one, you taking the time to actually use it, and you understanding the hassles of using it, because it can be a hassle. But I will tell you that I used it for about a year and a half with much success, but I understood the nature of the beast. I understood the limitations. I understood that if it got rained on, I was not going to cover the car because, well, that's a limitation I did not want to sign on to. I did not want to deal with a big, cumbersome car cover that was now saturated from rain. So if I knew it was going to be raining, I did not cover the car. But that's just me. But yes, I had to wrap up and roll up all that dirt into the cover. I never did wash it, but it would extend the life of my wash jobs for a greater period of time. You will learn how to do workarounds. There's always workarounds. So you will have to figure out, if you do get a car cover, how to implement it into your world, in your specific situation, and make it work for you rather than working against you. Because I have had endless customers that just oversimplify the equation and think that a car cover is the answer. But that's just a casual observation. And it's almost like they make a decision in isolation, isolated from the real world, all the other elements associated with using a car cover. But I am a big fan of them. You just need to understand the nature of the beast. So hopefully you've learned something. And by the way, if you haven't tuned into my channel, as in subscribed, there's a problem there. You need to subscribe because I'm going to offer tips on endless subjects. So, and you know what would be cool is if you could share with us your experiences of a car cover and maybe some little tricks that you use in your own world if you do in fact use a car cover that could help the rest of the viewers of this video. So please make a comment, and if nothing else, just give it a thumbs up. And if it sucks, just give it a thumbs down. I don't care. I just want to hear from you. Okay, over and out. Till next time.